Well, good morning, viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Heads Up podcast on the Form Pro website. The go to Neil Davis to take you through a bit of racing and sporting action this weekend upcoming. But before we do that, Neil, good morning to you. Last week, Pukekohe, the Easter Handicap, and there was a pretty impressive winner there.
Yeah, it sure was. Carolina Reaper, you think, coming from last, even though it's a long straight, that's a pretty hard task. And geez, she flew home, and the sectionals were just outstanding. So, yeah, top one. And was it Ashfin going to Sami, right up? And I think you spoke to him afterwards. And
yeah, I was talking to him at Awapuni on Sunday, and he was very impressed by the win. He didn't think she was going to get there, and yeah, just really sprouted wings that last 100 metres and nabbed Brando just short of the line.
Yeah, and Pinarello, Lee Finnis, outstanding ride from a wide draw, got it out, got it on the 1x1. Travelling Peaches and Cream coming up at the turn, pushed the button at the right time and all over Red Rover. The only surprising thing was the money on offer early for it. So, no, he's a good horse. And now he's going to the Queensland Derby.
You wouldn't put him out of contention in a race like that either, would you, Neil? I know things didn't quite pan out in the New Zealand Derby, but he certainly got a lot of upside in that staying trip 2400. I think it will be his friend. So one to look out for. Yeah, a few of the Kiwi Raiders heading over to Brisbane, so that'll be of interest to see what's going on there. And I'm sure the trainers will be pleased to be getting out of the chilly climes. First couple of days, Neil, it feels like winter's coming. It's chilly in the morning down here.
Yeah, same here too. And Matamata, but it's interesting with Pinarello. A horse's last 200 metres can indicate the class of a horse. When he won at Ellerslie, his last 200 metres was the fastest all day over middle distance, and he won easing down. And I remember there's a horse in the Melbourne Cup that I tipped out once, his lead-up sectional in the pre-race. His last 200 metres was outstanding. So that last 200 metres, keep an eye out for them in the sectionals. When you sort of compare it to faster races, shorter races on the day, you can get a pretty good...
I'm a bit worried, Neil. I think the horse you refer to is Protectionist, wasn't it?
It was. I think it was. Yeah, you're right too. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're quoting your last winner from about 8 years or 9 years ago, that's a bit of a worry.
Yeah, a few haircuts in between winners, but that's okay. Yeah. But no, it's always a good indicator. I enjoy analysing the sectionals and getting everything in context is the main thing. So it's good. Like that, there's a horse, Luxuriant, won during the week for us. I did his sectionals at the trials, and his last 600 metres was faster than the open heats, and they were being ridden full out. And I thought, well, she's got talent, and that showed when she won fresh up the other day. So interesting information. Don't always win, obviously, but makes the puzzle interesting anyway.
Well, the fact that you can make a living out of providing that information shows that it's a significant piece that people want. So.
Sure
no, I'm only pulling your leg, you know that.
The sports last week, we won't mention the Warriors too much, but it was close until the whistle went, wasn't it, at the start?
Yeah, to be fair, I watched for about the first 15 minutes.
That was
enough. Yeah, that was enough for me. Yeah, a bit disappointing for the Warriors fans, but they might bounce back this week, much more evenly matched game against the Raiders, so see what happens there. My Roosters, who are going to win the premiership, couldn't even beat the Dragons, so that was I'm sure that killed a few multis on Anzac Day.
Yeah, and Canberra coming off a loss too that they should have won last time. That's going to be an interesting game. Is that right? Yeah. Matchup.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, they did lose. Yeah. Last time. I think can't recall off the top of my head to who, but. Yeah, it'll be a good matchup. The rugby was good to see all the New Zealand teams actually play someone different than each other last week. They all had Australian games, so we'll focus on the rugby. We'll give out a sports bet early in the show, Neil. Get it over and done with, and we are going to Super Rugby Sunday, 4 o'clock. And we're going to tip the Brumbies, would you believe, to beat the Hurricanes. Back at Canberra, it's the Brumbies fortress. Hurricanes have been winning ugly, I would suggest. And I think their form line isn't as good as it really, if you delve into it, I think their wins have been a little bit lucky. Well, not lucky, but not particularly comprehensive and dominant. And I think the Brumbies hitting form, they had the Highlanders well and truly covered the other day. And at that home ground advantage, you'd say the Hurricanes are not a lot better than the Highlanders. So I can see, I think the prices should be the other way around. I think the Brumbies should be favourites, but they're $2.05 outsiders. So we'll take them head to head. So we'll see how that one goes on Sunday afternoon. But before that, we better get into some Te Rapa action, haven't we? You've got a race to preview, the Travis Stakes, race 7 on the card, where we have Two Illicit having her last ever run at $1.90, the fixed odds favourite. But a few interesting horses also in the race: Cinerama, Zola Express, Calm Star, and even Lake Crieur could be the alter. It's had some interesting races, I'd say, ones where it's been unlucky or hitting the line strongly over its last 4 or 5 starts.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Hurricanes. Charm Star won well the other day. It was out in the better ground out wide, and Cinerama, I thought, had her chance to come through. It may have been slightly inferior ground, but I thought, gee, Cinerama should have won. We know how good Two Illicit is. Remember that win there a year or two ago when she bolted in good time, and I think her last run there when she was wide all the way in the open and still closed off nicely behind 2 really good horses up to 2,000 metres. Now the ratings say she's what 5 kgs better than these. So at weight for age, you think, gee, got to win. $1.90, sure enough, but what are you back to beat her? Cinerama?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. The price looks as short as you'd want to take for Two Illicit, I would have thought, but hard to tip something to beat her. Here we go. We've got a new friend in the podcast.
Who's that? Uncle Cat. What's the cat's name? What is it?
Ben.
Ben. Oh, Ben.
When he's been naughty, Benjamin.
Very good. Well, hopefully see him around a bit more. Looking for some food, is he?
Yeah, he's always hungry. He's always hungry.
Yeah.
The Breeders' Stakes, I know, Neil, you've got a very strong lean towards one in the Breeders, but we'll keep that one just for the paying subscribers. But that's always a good race for the 3-year-olds over the 1,200 metres.
Yep. Rightio, last week's question, or about 2 weeks ago. Apologies for missing out last week on Heads Up. The question 2 weeks ago: how many times has Te Rapa hosted the Thoroughbred Breeders' Stakes on the track? That tricked a few up as well. So the answer was
2. Did a lot of people say 1?
Yeah. What if you said 1? So
I think it was 2017 from memory.
Yep.
The other one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had 6 people got it right, and about 6 got it wrong. So they missed out.
We'll go number 5.
Number 5, Poss. Well done, Poss. We'll put your bet up tomorrow, multi up by noon tomorrow. So once I've done the form, I might put it up earlier depending on which way I think the prices might go. Weather forecast looks pretty good, so there shouldn't be too many scratchings. Right, new question, which we haven't really talked about beforehand. So let's.
It's okay. I've got one worked out. The Cambridge Breeders' Stakes was won by a horse in the last 10 years that went on to be a very good stallion. Who was the name of that horse that won the Cambridge Breeders and went on to be a very good stallion?
Okay.
And is unfortunately not with us anymore. So that should be more than enough clues for everyone.
Okay.
To be in the draw for next week's multi.
Rightio, 027 352 6402 or formpro@formpro.co.nz by Tuesday night, and you'll be in that draw for next week's Heads Up multi. Rightio, put back some bouquets. A lot of stuff been going on in racing, hasn't there, lately? So, what do you got? Well, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned Lily Sutherland, and she obliged during the week.
Yeah, we did spruik her as a rider to follow, and I I think she ran second at Woodville on Shockproof, and came out and won on that horse at Hara on Wednesday. So well done to Lily. I'm sure it will be the first of many winners in her career, and she'll keep working hard and putting horses in the right spot and making good decisions. So I'm sure she's a name for the future, that's for sure. So just very pleased to see her get that first win.
Yep.
And yeah, no, definitely one to follow. I guess the 4 kilo claim will come into effect more when the tracks ease, but the way she's riding, she might already be down to 3 by that stage.
More than likely. Now the time was really good too, so I think the horse is going to win it probably again for a next up in the right race. But remember David Walsh saying that the 3 and 4 kg claimers are always more dangerous when they're on the pace, because they don't have to sort of judge pace when they're back or pick a path. When they're out in front, that weight really counts. So keep that in mind. When a rider like her with talent is up on the pace of the horse, always hard to beat. Rightio, I had, what did I have down? I had down, the Love Racing Facebook has a Love Racing page, and lots of information going up there about Murray Baker, Lily. I do the Ride of the Week, lots of other stuff as well. So lots of information that you can just click on there and catch up with what's going on. Good article there about Murray Baker at the moment. So good to see. It keeps people in touch with what's going on. So good on them. I know someone's important to do it full time.
Who was your favourite Murray Baker trained horse?
I don't know. Dundee was always a favourite of mine, but he was a high profile horse. I remember that one at Ramac when he won the Derby there. It was just amazing, wasn't it? When he just killed them on a wet track.
Yeah, when came down the outside and won by about 5 lengths, didn't he?
Yeah, no, I was on big time that day. So it always helps to remind you of a winner. How about yourself?
I'll go back to the late 80s, actually. A filly by the name of Kate Smith. I remember her in her 3-year-old career. I think she won the Matamata Breeders as a 2-year-old, and then she was a very consistent filly as a 3-year-old, ran second in the Oaks. I think it was second in the 1,000 Guineas, won the Gold Trail, won the Lowland. Just a real good, honest filly. So, yeah, maybe I was talking through my pocket back then as well, Neil, but yeah, she was one that always comes to mind. But yeah, great to see Murray. Well, not great to see him retire, but he's certainly going out at the top, and I'm sure Andrew Forsman will carry on the legacy that he's created to keep training those classic winners, which they've become renowned for.
Yeah, too right. Yeah. Now I know you're involved with syndicating a really nice filly, well-bred filly that's up for syndication at the moment, and let's give us some more information. I know subscribers always looking for a horse to get involved in, so you're the man to do it. So give us some more info so if people want to get involved, they can get in touch.
Yep. It's a Tavachi yearling filly on lease from Waikato Stud. It didn't go through the sales. There's nothing wrong with it confirmation-wise. Robert Wellwood and Roger James will be doing the training. So we can syndicate down to 1%, which will cost you $40 a month. So it's pretty affordable. If that's something that interests you, just get hold of Neil and he'll forward on the details. I'll send you out some more information regarding it. It will race and the boys get paid colours. So there's be plenty of people to share a celebratory drink with afterwards, I'm sure. So just a little thing we're doing there. So get in touch with Neil if you're a subscriber or you're watching this, and we can give you the information to see whether it's right for you or not.
It's being a yearling. Is it going to be starting as a 2-year-old, do you think? Or is it more of a 3-year-old?
I'd say it's more a 3-year-old type, to be fair, Neil. So it'll probably have a quiet sort of 2-year-old season. Might have a race or two at this time of the year, and then just have it peaking hopefully in its 3-year-old season. So yeah, exciting times, and yeah, Roger James and Robert Wellwood, they don't have huge numbers. They kind of limit their training team to about 45 horses at any one time. So they're definitely punching above their weight when it comes to their position on the premiership. And also an interesting stat for you, Neil. Stakes 1 per runner I think they're second in that category of the major trainers. So Stakes Run Pill runner. So and we know they've got a good affiliation with the females, with Two Illicit and say Concert Hall being two of the more prominent horses from their stable over the last 12, 24 months. So yeah, all good. And for only $40 a month, it's certainly a bit of fun to be had, hopefully. I must say, actually, Neil, we had a winner at Awapuni on Sunday with a horse that we syndicated to a group of people, and some of them have had horses since 1978 and never had a winner.
Sure.
And they have, well, that was Kingfisher Lad run a second race, so he's gone back to back, so they've been spoiled. No winners in that's 44 years, and then 2 in 10 days.
Amazing.
It's a funny game, isn't it? But sharing the thrill and the excitement of a win is great. It's much more fun seeing other people just as excited as you. So that's what it's all about, the camaraderie and the fun of a syndicate.
Yeah, too right. That's great. Yeah. Well, you're off to Wanganui races tomorrow. I think I might sneak out to Tirapa races and have a look at some really good horses. A couple of good races there. But, there's a punters club at Wanganui tomorrow, isn't there?
Yep, punters competition there. There's a punters competition at Tirapa next Saturday, and there's a punters competition at Riccarton next Saturday. So yeah, hopefully if you're in some part of the country and you're keen on those punters comps, there's something right up your alley.
Yeah, no, it's good. Good to see. Good to see crowds back at the races too. I'm looking forward to getting back to the races tomorrow, and just getting back in the atmosphere and the feel of seeing horses, the smell of horses, and having a drink. And it's good fun. Yeah.
You like a kid on Christmas Eve?
What's that?
You're like a kid on Christmas Eve.
Well, there's something else I'm doing too. I might mention that next week that I'm doing long term. I'll mention next week, and I feel like Christmas is coming with that as well. So anyway, right, good luck everybody. Good punting, Goat. Do well at the races tomorrow at Wanganui, and good luck and good punting everybody.